Now, this is also an important cause for me personally, as an individual. I served 10 years in the legislature. I served on the Judiciary Committee for many years. That was the committee in my legislature that had jurisdiction over women's rights and had jurisdiction over discrimination based on sexual orientation. And you may have heard this phrase, we all have, you can't legislate morality. But I would suggest to you that in fact, that is all that we legislate, is morality. That is all legislation is a decision by a society about what is so important that it becomes a standard law for that society. And I would submit to you that the word morality has been abused. You know, when I was on that committee, I never saw secular people come and speak before our committee or not self-identified as such. But we had the religious right, even way up in the Northeast in Maine. The religious right was there and working hard and articulating their point of view, as was their right. And when they did so, they would often use that word. They'd use that word morality. And the clear implication of their use of that word morality was that my position on the issue was the immoral position. And I would say to you that the word morality has been stolen from us, and it is time to take that word back for its true meaning. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Because the word morality is not about legislating what you do with your naughty bits. That is below the meaning of the word morality. It is much more important than that. I think we need to bring to them some very virtuous small-town values, which go something like this. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Those are some values that we can stand for. You know, we need to return to the values not only of the founders, but of recent leaders in American history who spoke for our values and spoke for them clearly, like John Kennedy, who said, and I quote, "I believe in an America where the separation of church and state is absolute." You know, you'll hear people, because we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of the assassination of President Kennedy, people will dismiss it. And they'll say, oh, people remember him because, oh, he was handsome, or because of the tragedy of his death. And I say, ridiculous. Garfield and McKinley were assassinated. People didn't remember that 50 years after. What they remember about Jack Kennedy was that he spoke to the highest ideals of this country, said we can achieve them, and inspired us to make the steps forward to achieve those values. That's why people are remembering this 50 years later. You know, in my parents' time, there were two giants that walked the earth. One giant was 5'6", and his name was Martin Luther King. And another giant was 5'9", and his name was Robert Kennedy. And these men spoke throughout this country for justice. And I want you to picture being in their situation, because these two men knew from verified FBI reports, time and time again, that there were people with guns who wanted to kill them. They knew that every day, and they got up and spoke for the values of justice. And they used the word morality. They used the word morality all the time. And when they spoke of morality, they spoke for those who were left out. They spoke for those who were in the shadows. They spoke for those who wanted equality in this world. And now it is our time. It is our time for the people here gathered to make our contribution, because I think that is what people most want, whether it is the Sunday assembly, whether it is in church, whether it is in any secular group. What people most want is to say that they have contributed, to have done something that made their world better. That is what exalts your life. And so I am asking you to now say that you will devote yourself, that we will join an effort that will change the world and make it better. I am devoting my life to this cause. I think we can achieve something truly historic together, because if the religious right can organize for intolerance and injustice as they have, we can organize for science and reason and compassion, and I ask you to do it, and I ask you to commit to doing so today. You can be involved. You can be involved in this change. You know, when I was down in Florida, I spoke about these issues, and I asked people in that room, would they be willing to spend a week 2 years from now and organize before that to make a change in American society, and they said they would. And I want to ask people here, just give a round of applause on this side if you'd be willing to make an effort to organize. Let's give a round of applause for doing something for justice. But I don't know, how about on this side, because you guys I think might be stronger. Let's ask ourselves to dig in and see what we can do to make an effort. I am personally involved. I am going to work with you to make this change. I'm asking you to email me tonight and say, I'm committed, I'm going to help lead, I'm going to help organize, I'm going to be involved in a change that makes the world better. You know, Helen Keller, who was a free thinker, said that life is either a great adventure or it is nothing at all. I am asking you to embark on a great adventure. Let's do this together. Thank you very much.